Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to Cloud Test Lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
Variable is a class level variable, and irrespective of the number of objects that we create, in memory only one copy will be present for a static variable and local variables. Folks, could you please mute your microphones? Folks, everyone, please mute your microphones.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, 1 second, ma'am.
Yogesh, do you have any issues?
1 second. Yes. Hello.
Hello, Yogesh, do you have any issues? Are you able to hear me?
No. I will just.
Okay, I'm sorry, folks. I forgot to share my screen. So you're able to, everyone, are you able to see my screen? Let me know if you have any problem in viewing my screen. So we were discussing about the local variables. Local variables are the variables that are declared inside a method, and the life of the local variable is only within the method. So let's just quickly view on, these two variables that are declared in the student class are instance variables, and the college name is a static variable. If you observe, they're declared directly within the class, but not inside any other method. And the variables that are declared inside the method, for example, we declared the variable yes here. These variables that are declared inside the method are called local variables, and the life of this variable is only within the method. So the naming convention of Java variables and methods. So the names that we give to variables and methods that reflect our Java experience. When we are writing a class, we should always start with a capital letter. And in Java, variable names and of course method names are case sensitive. And variables are recommended to start with letters or dollars or underscore signs is allowed. And the subsequent characters could be letters or digits. You could use dollar sign or underscore. And the variables in Java start with, they are camel case. So they start with a lowercase, and other meaningful words, they start with capital letter. So for variables, camel case is recommended in Java. So we have different kind of data types. The data that we deal is of different types. We have integers, we have decimals, we have yes or no, we have a single character and all that. And Java programming language is statically typed. What I mean by that, before we use any variables, we have to first declare them. So I cannot use a variable before I declare. What I mean by declaration, when we say int roll number, this is what is called declaration. So when we assign some value to that variable, that is when we call it as an assignment. So how the assignment happens, the declaration and the assignment. We first give the data type and then a name to the variable, and we assign a value to the variable. Data type space variable name equals the assignment value. For example, in my first variable is equal to 1. Here we are assigning an integer. That's the reason we are using the data type as int. In Java, we have 8 different and very useful primitive data types. To differentiate from objects, we specifically use the word primitive. When we say primitives or data types or primitive data types, they all mean the same. They are all synonyms. So for dealing with integers, we have byte, short, int, and long. So why do we have 4 different things? The range is different for these 4 data types. Byte is an 8-bit signed, and short is 16-bit, int is 32-bit, and long is 64-bit. Depending on the range of data that we want to store in the particular variable, we use the specific data type. And for dealing with decimals, we have 2 different data types in Java. One is float and the other is double. The float data type is a single precision 32-bit floating point, and double is of 64-bit. So if you want to, yeah?
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's fine. Folks, please mute your microphone. I understand that I'm repeating it, but just to avoid the background noise, we just request you to mute your microphone. So if you want more precision, when we are using decimal, we use double instead of a float. When we are using float, we could explicitly say it as F, or when we are using double, to represent that it is a double, we could use G at the end of the value. And when we have a decimal value, by default it is treated as double in Java. So when I just say 2.5 and doesn't say F or D, it is treated as double. And Boolean, if you have a value which takes true or false, we use Boolean for that. And to deal with single characters, we have char data type, which is 16-bit Unicode character. And we use string to deal with a group of characters. And I repeat it, like string is not a data type. String is a class that's already defined by the Java people. And all these data types has default values. For all integers and decimals, the default value is 0, and for Boolean, it's false. And for char, it's /u, all 0, so starting character. I still hear my voice back. Everyone, could you please mute your microphone? You will have an option, say mute me, or you see a microphone symbol. Just click on it to mute it. And string is not a data type, it is a class. So all objects by default, the value is null. Null means it's not pointing to any object. So we have to be aware of the different data types that are available in Java and the range that the data types could accommodate and the default values. Why do we need to know about the default values? For example, if we declare a variable, but we haven't initialized any value, they get the default values. The instance variables and static variables get the default values. But the local variables, before we use them, we have to initialize them. Let me just show you. Let me just create a class. Saying variable default value. For example, I said int instance I. I'm just naming the variable just to understand it is an instance variable. I haven't assigned any value to it. I say static int static I, which means this is a static variable. And what's the local variable? When I say int, when I declare a variable inside a method, it is a local variable. So how do I access this instance variable now? For accessing instance variable, we have to create the object of the class. So how do we create object of the class? Using the new operator. So on the object, I could access the instance variable, right? So I'm just trying to pin the value to the console to see what's the default value. When we give in double quotes, it just printed instance variable. And then we print the static variable. We don't need an object to access the static variable. Static variables can be accessed on the class name. We don't need to create an object to access static variables. So I'll be able to get the value of instance variable and static variable, but the local variable is giving me a compilation error. Folks, the beauty of this IDE is whenever you get a compilation error, you could just keep your cursor on the red mark and see what the error is. It says the local variable, local I, may not have been initialized. So the local variable doesn't get the default value. We have to explicitly initialize them before we use them. So when we run this, all the values are going to be 0. So int, by default, gets a value of 0. So any doubts so far in the data type, the default values of the data type?
No, they have entered here. We are clear with what you have explained. I just want to know, like, is there anything, suppose if I want a value output like 16.400000, so we have to format it some way, or how we can handle that?
Okay, you want to restrict to only certain limit of decimals?
Yeah, for example, I want like x dot y format. I want 2 digits before the decimal, then 4 digits after the decimal. Something like that I need.
So if we have to explicitly do some manipulation to get it, there isn't a method.
Are there any formatting facilities available?
I mean, we have to like do our manual operations to get the values to. I mean, before if you just want the 2 decimals, so you could like divide it by 100 as long as it makes a 2-digit number. There is no like a method which takes the argument, say the offset before the decimal point and the offset after the decimal point and return it. There's no method or API of that sort.
Okay. So just we need to divide or multiply and get whatever the conversion we want, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Shelina, is my voice still breaking?
Yeah, sometimes it breaks a lot, and I can't hear you for a little bit. It just
oh, okay. Do you want me to repeat anything that is unclear for you?
I missed when you start explaining corrector, and I missed it part of. I mean, you. I think in between it didn't. I couldn't hear you well. Really, it was very. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to
Your voice
repeat?
was breaking a lot.
Oh, is it better now, or you're able to hear properly now?
Yeah, now I can hear you fine, but before, like you were explaining, so you was too much pause in between.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, apologies from my side. I mean, if you want me to repeat anything, I could do that.
Okay. Can you explain after when you said that a string is not a data type? After that, you were explaining that it's a default null something.
Yes. I'll explain that.
Okay.
We have
and a corrector. I think you said corrector and Boolean as well, a little bit if you can.
Yes. So see, when we have certain kind of data which we want to say yes or no, for the matter true or false, we use Boolean data type, and the default value of Boolean is false. And when we want to store a single character, we use char. Char is a 16-bit Unicode character, and when we assign a value to a char data type, we do it in single quotes. And we have string, which is used to deal with a group of characters. String is not a data type. String is a class that is already defined by the Java people. When we don't assign any value to a string variable, the default value is null. For any object, if you don't assign any value, the default value is null. And then moving on to
1 second. What is double? Why we use double? Like
double is used for decimal value.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Neha, I have one question.
Yeah.
Can you go back to the code version earlier?
The Eclipse?
Yes.
Yes.
Over here, you mentioned that you have to create an object to show the instance variable under. But is that true for if you are in the same class, you still have to create the object?
Yes. Even when you are accessing within the class, you have to access. We have to create an object and then access the instance variable. Even though when you are using it within the class, we have to create an object to access the instance variable. If we don't create an object, this is something really interesting. For example, if there are two objects that are created for this class, folks, listen very carefully. If there are two objects that are created for this class, and if you are ever able to directly access the instance variable, should we access the first object instance variable or the second object instance variable? How could the system decide on which variable to fetch, the first object or the second object? There is always some confusion, right?
Yeah, I think I understand. Is it because it's in the main method, or let's say you had another method, that some other method besides main? Do you have to create the object there as well?
I'm sorry, could you please repeat?
Let's say, is it because you are in the main method? That's why you have to create an object for this class? Because I was thinking, what if you are in a different method? Can you access the instance variable from a different method?
Okay. See, when we are in a static method, we have to create. But if we are in an instance method, we can directly access them, because it can, for accessing an instance method, we need an object, right? We access the instance method on an object. So it has an object to refer to. There is no confusion on I have to go for the first object or second or third, right? For accessing an instance method, we create an object and then access the instance method. So it knows that this particular object variable that I have to refer to. There isn't any confusion over there.
Okay, I got it. I understand now.
You're clear, right? See,
yes, I understand.
Wherever in Java we say we have to access instance variable on an instance, there is a reason for it. So you understand the reason behind that, right?
Yeah, I'm clear now.
Okay. Manoj, Unicode is basically, it provides a unique number for every character. So as we have 16 bits, within 16 bits, we could get 2 to the power of 16 combinations. So each character is assigned with an unique character. No matter what the platform is, what the program, what the language. That is what we mean by Unicode.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website H2KInfosys.com. On our website H2KInfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.